Hello. Let's do this Gungeon. So Roddy bought me a copy of Doom Eternal or Doom 2020. I don't know what you want to. I guess you want to call it Doom Eternal. That's the actual name of it. It's good, man, but it's like it is a go 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 go. They have these nice interspersed areas of exploration after you've cleared stuff out. But between that, it's just like freaking intense. And it's not, I mean, it's amazing. It's weird. I kind of feel like the graphics are, in some ways, through design, they're a little bit weaker than 2016's, but through function, they're the most amazing graphics I've ever seen. I think what I mean by that is there's kind of a veneer of like, so when I grew up playing playing console games, they had a look to them, and when I saw people play games on PC, the edges were a little sharper. They seemed a little bit like almost like cleaner in a way, despite what was actually being shown with the graphics, and that's always kind of stuck in my mind as a PC graphics aesthetic almost. And I get a little bit of that for Doom Eternal. It feels like in order to optimize everything, some of the like messiness, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like it definitely runs incredibly well. I have everything set to Nightmare, which is the second to highest thing, and I'm at or second highest setting, and I'm at a consistent 100 frames per second on ultra wide. It's just, it's bananas how good the id Softworks team is at making games like optimized. But yeah, I had a little feel from that, and I remember not feeling that way with 2016's Doom, and actually being kind of like surprised that it looked so kind of chunky, which I'm not using as a negative. I'm not necessarily using it as a positive, but I think console graphics to me have always had like a chunky quality to them, and PC graphics have always been kind of a smooth and streamlined like quality to them. Ah, push the thing, dang. I was watching Kyle stream a little earlier. He was doing custom rooms, a custom room editor where he makes it easier to make custom rooms. What's up? What?
Oh, that scared the fucking shit out of me.
What?
I was just looking at Instagram and it was connected to Bluetooth in the kitchen speaker, and there was like some weird like high-pitched voice filter on this thing. I thought someone like broke into our house.
Have you been playing Doom Eternal, Bob, or have you been watching people play it?
No. Good question. Wasn't you doing that?
Love you too, baby. Oh, yeah. All right. So 2 keys means we can get everything. Meat bun. We're going to have to probably pass on this one. You know, I never know which games you play and which games you... which games you watch. Yeah. That's cool. At least somebody's busy. Jackie and I are taking our drive tomorrow. It's like we're not really getting out of the car except for at the supercharger, and I think we're gonna hit Oregon. The one we found out, it's about 190 miles away. So like a 3-hour drive, something around there. We're just going to drive there, recharge, and drive back. I mean, when she's driving, I'm probably going to play my Switch. I'm thinking of getting Exit the Gungeon for the Switch so I can get some more playtime with it. I have it on the PC now. Oh, well, we're deciding on that now. It's going to be light. I think we have some granola that we bought that's like way too raisin heavy. I think Jackie's gonna add some more like walnuts and stuff to that, and then sandwiches. It's actually kind of harder to make. Hey Rojo, what's up, dude? It's kind of harder to make like vegetarian picnic stuff because it's so easy to just do like, you know. Man. God, they love loading me up with curse early. Don't have enough. Okay, good. That's good. I'm tired of getting super cursed early on. I have no idea where the secret room. Wait, it could probably still be there. Lettuce wraps are good, but they don't hold in the car very well if there's any jumping and jostling. I mean, we can make salad stuff, but we're not too worried about it. It's mostly just for us to take the Tesla out. You know, we haven't gone on a road trip in it at all, and it's pretty exciting to have the potential to do that even. Dog would be barking if there were a trap. I bet I know where the secret room is. Ooh, I love it. Oh, heavy bullets are weird, but they're freaking good. Oh no, it's not here. Weird. Well, let's just go. Yeah, so we're technically pescatarian if you want to break it into categories, but we don't, like, Jackie doesn't really like seafood, and I only really eat fish like once a week when we do sushi. So it's kind of the weakest pescatarian, like, so our diet is like 90% vegetarian with the possibility of seafood. But it's been good. I mean, so today, one thing we did, which has been, it's part of our list of things that we want to do or keep up or whatever. We met up with one of Jackie's friends, Jackie's closest friend, who has this, like, she used to do CrossFit, so she has this exercise routine that we all kind of took part in, like 30 minutes, 3 sets of however many, 3 sets of 8 different exercises. Ended up taking about 10 minutes per set or whatever. And it was really freaking cool. It's nice to, like, after spending so much time indoors, to, I don't know, kind of have like a little outlet that's not too social, but not as antisocial as things have been for the most part. Everybody says that, but it's like extremely easy to stop eating meat, even like completely. You just have to be a little bit more conscious. I eat a lot more like peanut butter nowadays, which is not that exciting, but it's like now I have a constant snack that I can go to that is dependably good without being like just like eat whatever is in front of me. It feels weird to think that people sometimes just buy meat and then build their entire eating experience around that now, you know? Like, I'm not suddenly a self-righteous vegetarian or whatever. It just, like, it literally just feels weird to see people go to the store with only meat planned out, and then they kind of, whatever else they get is just to make it so they don't have only meat. Like, I need this freaking floor to turn things around, because it's looking boring right now. I've been having a lot of, like, boring starts recently. I think Oh man, I fucking love pancakes. I think there's something in this game where the more time you put something in the code where the longer you put the game down, the more likely you are to come back to a really like powerful run, like a welcome back gift or something like that. Because I've had so many instances of first run after like a week of not playing, just being like through the roof overpowered. But I've been playing a lot because I've been at home a lot more, and it's been like run after run where weapons just don't turn into any good. Dang, that's a lot of food. I can't even pretend to eat more than one or two pancakes. A 3 stack of pancakes and I'm full for like hours and hours. I usually like begrudgingly finish eating it. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something. So I made an exit the gungeon screen because I've been playing that a little bit more. Get out of the camera, Mike. It's a little inverted color reverse. Ooh, I have to move the chat. Shit, everything's going to be on the wrong side. I just thought about that. Okay, anyway, back to Gungeon. To enter the Gungeon. It's weird that Gungeon now means multiple things. Like I keep saying while I'm playing exit the Gungeon, I'm like, oh, well, it'd be nice if Gungeon had this feature, or I wish this gun worked like it did in Gungeon. And I'm like, I'm fucking playing Gungeon. I mean, you can stay in it by just leaving the game running, I guess, if you want. That sounds excessive. Did you have to unhinge your jaw snake style? Whoa, what's in my eye? What the hell? Man, you know, it's pretty much impossible to not talk about the coronavirus with everything that's going on. So I'm just going to talk about it, get it out of the way. I'm getting tired of hearing about the coronavirus. I know that it's like still an ongoing issue and all of that, but it's really all the news is about it. I think it's wild that Republicans are resorting to socialist practices in order to escape the situation. I think it's insane that they're still trying to find a way to be fucking awful monsters in the midst of it. There's a whole lot of like blatant weird racism going on. There's a whole lot of like insider trading going on. I think I've heard of that one. The title sounds familiar, at least. Yeah, the whole situation is very, very strange, and I think it's like it's one of those things where everybody's like, "Okay, we get it. You were right, Andrew Yang. We still don't want to vote for you, but you know, you were right. We get it." It's bizarre. Whoa. Yeah, get that fire. Aw, man. That fire didn't end up being as useful as possible. Once I can switch to some more versatile guns. You know what? Crossbow is not a or the crossbow... Sticky crossbow, that's what it's called, is not a boss weapon. This one is, though. Wow, with that extra damage, that's actually freaking nuts. Man, I love anything that gives a damage bonus. I particularly love the heavy bullets just because they actually change the way the game, you kind of approach situations without like... I mean, it kind of makes it worse, but it's not worse to the degree that it loses all usefulness, you know? Wow. Wow. How do you remember all the stuff that's on a sandwich? Was that very recent? I can't remember what I ate like yesterday. That's insane to me. I don't think I can really get rid of anything, so we're not going to be able to take advantage of this money situation. I like everything that I have. Whoa. Okay. We're not going to use it yet, but we are going to use the hell out of the... You know what? It's honestly just, I never end up using it. It's nice to have an active item, but I just don't make any actual use of that. Wow. That sounds, it's like scary to your insides, you know? I didn't read that as like Paul Bunyan, but like the word banyan. I'm in the middle of reading the book Overstory, and it's all about trees. And there's a lot of it that's talking about banyans, which are like forests, like groves of a single tree. It's incredible. It's extremely well written. It's like, you know, hippie literature to the max. It's like the whole book is about tree hugging, but I mean, it's freaking amazing. The writing style is incredible, and yeah, it's just very pleasant to read. It does something that I've never seen in a book, which is kind of surprising, but also kind of amazing. It introduces a bunch of characters. Well, yeah, I mean, most trees reproduce through cloning or splicing or whatever. That's how basically all apple trees retain the same apple. If you let them reproduce naturally, it's going to end up tasting very different. But this is actually a single tree that goes underground and puts up roots that raise up as full, like, trees, quote unquote. But in the book, a bunch of the first section of the book, the first set of, I think, 3 or 4 sections, is introducing these characters and giving them a full realized story, you know, beginning, middle, and end, with conclusions and stuff like that. And you don't really realize that it's all the stories are going to become interconnected. It's just introducing all the characters individually before, like, fully introducing them. I know a lot of books I've seen have done the thing where they tell a story through one character's perspective and then they come back and tell it through another character's point of view. And that's, you know, that's something we had to do in writing class, like show the difference between how one person views an event and how another, and things like that. And it's technically still a single organism, yeah, in a banyan. But the book does a great job. Part of the reason that it introduces these characters as distinct things with intertwining situations is because a big point of it is that there's not really such a thing as discrete organisms. And it uses trees as kind of an example of that. The biggest example, the most complex example of that, but it's tying it to how people basically work the same way. Like societies and stuff are not just things where organisms come to interact with one another, but they're in a lot of ways telling this very interconnected story of one larger, greater organism. It's really cool. Jemison. A cool name. What's that one about? Oh man, I still don't really know what to do against these first floor bosses. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I have 1,000,000 blanks, so I should use 1,000,000 blanks. Come on, dude. Ugh. I fucking hate that you can dump... Like, you know what I would do to fix this guy? I would just make his little spawns take less to kill. If they're gonna soak up bullets and boost the boss, that's like... That's too much time spent not damaging this turd. Ooh, that was freaking close. All right. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't... Honestly, in this book, it doesn't feel like it's really coming up with a new idea. It just feels like it's presenting a new idea in an interesting way and drawing very, very... very interesting parallels between, you know, the complex, you know, evolution towards trees and the way that they do things like control which birds survive. There's like the whole point about like trees committing artificial selection on different species of birds. All right, so this run is like pretty overpowered now. It only took like 3 floors. Not long of a wait. Oh, cool. I like that idea. I really like the idea of... apparently there's a French series of novels. I think it's called like the Quartet or something like that. It's 3 distinct books about... Oh god, this is a terrible room for these guns. 3 distinct books about 3 characters. You don't really know that they're related. And then the 4th book is when the characters all meet. I can't remember the name of the book. I remember watching a YouTube video a while back. Maybe it was like a Nerdist video or Nerd Writer video about it a long time ago. Teleporter prototype is weird. I'll probably try it on the next floor though. Okay. We're gonna keep going. I don't believe it's Sartre. Maybe it is. I'm pretty sure it is a French series of books. I don't know if Sartre is French though. Sartre is smartra. So we're going to get the membrane before the boss, and I'm going to probably sell the teleporter prototype then as well. Ooh, that was kind of risky. But Sartre is smartra. Dang, that sucked. Nice. Oh, let's just fucking do it. Let's see what's going on over here. What? Does the teleporter prototype randomly kill enemies now? Because that's cool. And there's this nerd. Doesn't give me my armor back. Doo-doo. Oh, this is the second room from the start. I tend to like ensemble productions. Like, you know, I really like Gravity's Rainbow. Thomas Pynchon is my favorite author of all time. He does a ton of stuff where he brings in a bunch of characters that may or may not cross paths, and he's telling 100 stories if he's telling one, you know, like it's kind of his style to not, he has primary protagonists and stuff like that, but sometimes they're gone for 600 pages. Sometimes their story can't happen until a bunch of other stories are kind of explored. Have a good night, Bob. Thanks for popping in. I always appreciate your company here. Ooh, that's a mimic. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh shit. Thanks, Roddy. You got work? I know you can slop that Prime sub elsewhere. Artie's just the man of a million gifts these days. Christmas with the captain. Let me know if you can actually hear me so I can not type. Let's use this one more time, and then we'll toss it. Yep, it definitely has, it kills a single enemy in the room. Huh. Ah, way busier. That kind of sucks. People are just sitting at home. Only thing they can think to do is complain. I was kind of thinking about it. Jackie and I have been on the phone with a bunch of services that we would have done everything in our power to avoid using the phone to take care of before this. But, like, we're just trying to get there before they get overwhelmed, like unemployment and all that stuff. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. I would much rather be making my regular income, working my regular hours than... I don't know. I feel like I have enough time off to not really be able to justify this blank period. The teleporter prototype, the thing that like randomly teleports you to a different place. They added, I guess they buffed it a little bit because it was kind of maybe a little lamer. Whoa. I don't know if I even like this. The explosions seem to be... Oh, God. The way the moves are different is weird. Okay, the explosions have no longer eating every one of them. That was so stupid. I kind of forgot that I need to be a little bit... more reserved with blanks because I don't have the extra that I had at the beginning of the last floor. Woo! That was some risky fucking leg work there. Let me see your fancy footwork. I love that the membrane is such a good long distance weapon. Like, oh god, that was close. I think that's probably why I end up using it so much. It feels like a shotgun that actually benefits from you putting a little space between you and the target. That was the most incredible fight I've ever had, and it netted me the stupid Tetris gun. Well, that's a good one, though. Shot grub, which one is it? Contrail. I think Contrail only... Have I tried Doom a Turtle yet? Oh, Doom. It wasn't until I said it that I... Yeah, I played about 2.5 hours earlier. It is fucking dope. It's like... It's got it all figured out. I'm loving it, dude. Well, keep getting active items. We keep getting underwhelming active items. For me, it feels like it had the benefit of starting... of learning from Doom 2016's kind of slower start. Ooh, shit. Okay, we're selling that. And it just throws you in... The first time I got to like a Slayer gate or whatever they're called, I mean, I beat it on my second try, but it was really nice to have these combat puzzle rooms where you have to learn, dang, a lot of keys. Okay. You have to learn to approach it like it's a combat puzzle. And, you know, I think I beat the first stage, which is kind of mostly tutorial. And I beat the second stage. I haven't started the third one yet. Yeah, it's the dash. Have you gotten the dash yet? The dash makes movement in combat fucking insane. Like... Ooh. Boop. The dash is like a great addition, and I mean, I thought the double jump was great. I also, like, I'm trying not to play it too similar to Doom 2016, but one of the things I loved about Doom... Come in, baby.
The old run.
Good.
Good.
What are you doing?
Just the
Hmm.
Susan me.
You take a lot of baths.
This is so good.
You hate water?
What?
You hate water?
Oh. Kind of. I took a really shallow one, so it really nice.
Yeah, right.
I'm serious. I just ran it for a little bit because I just wanted to soak.
Yeah, right. You took the deepest bath of all time. I know you.
Filled up the entire bathroom.
It's like in that movie, The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
I almost said this.
Shape of Water is a bathroom shape.
I almost said The Sound of Water. And the hills were alive with the sound of water.
The sound of water is...
Water has many sounds. What about a waterfall? It doesn't sound like that. The Cerberus Snape of water.
Cerberus Snape.
Good point, baby. You bored?
No.
Yeah, you are.
I think I'm gonna watch The Irishman.
See you in 4.5 hours or whatever. I mean,
hey, I'm Irish over here.
if there is ever a time to watch a super long ass mobster movie, it's right about now.
Yep. So I'll knock that off my list real quick.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so slow bullets have met their match in this freaking crumb bum of an ass hat. Boom, ba boom, ba boom, 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 boom. We can definitely make some money. I wish I had sold these bees. We're going to use as much of them up as we can, and then we're going to switch to the much more defensively useful item. The hills were alive with the sound of dudes singing words. Let's just get this over with, I think. So this will be good early on because this guy is a royal pain, and slowing him down is a great way to start. I'm going to use up every bullet in this gun. This bullet's not probably the proper term for the ammo you use in an ice cube shooter. Dude, why am I missing so much? Don't you see he's getting faster? Oh, fuck. Wow. Alright. I don't know what my other weapon is. It's one of them. I think the whole point is about... The whole point of the name of that movie is that water doesn't take one shape, just like love doesn't take one form. Dude, ooh! Okay. Water's just blue. It's just regular blue. You don't get... There's no choices. You know what? We're going to do this first. And then get a friend. Nope. You're just looking at it wrong. It's just blue. Don't think about it too much. It's just blue. Wow, that's the worst thing I could have gotten out of there. You're just thinking about it wrong is what I'm saying. It's just blue. You just open up the color blue in the dictionary. It says color of water. Boom. Whoa. Man, still sitting on kind of... I mean, we have all the room clears we're going to need. So basically, I'm being difficult. Alien Engine and the freaking... What's it called? I can't see this guy. The heroin are all we would ever need for any regular room. We're not as set on bosses. I mean, the membrane's really... fucking good. Yeah, just keep slopping active items at us, game. Just keep them on slop style. Oh, it's so hard to hit enemies that are that far away. But as always, instead of using my good weapons, I'm trying. I mean, I kind of used my good weapons to start. But I feel like I'm trying to burn through bad ones. Because they're still viable to some degree here. They are just not viable at all once you hit the forge and beyond. Hey! Shut up. What is it? What is it, boy? What's the freaking event? Oh, supposed to put in money for Jackie's savings. Well, that's not happening right now. I'm sorry to tell you, phone. Can't do savings when there's no income. We're just trying to spend as little of savings as possible. And that's looking okay. What about this one? Ooh, only used 20? I guess we're going back to this well. Well. Oh, nice. Making bread's a dope science. Wow. Jackie does a lot of that. She needs to get back into it. Honestly, like, since we moved into this new house, like, it kind of gets the kitchen all flowered up all over the place, which is the main problem with it. And she hasn't done it since we moved into our new current apartment or house, which was 2 years ago. So I think it's about time now with all this free time. Free time. Oh, free time. Where's the fucking secret? I wonder. That's a good dang gun, dog. It's not going to be either of those. It never is if the walls are covered up there at all. It could be in this little... What kind of bread do you make? Cannot be in this little room. We're going to blank here and then we're going to leave. Boop. Make that sloppy sour style dough. What do you get? A dry old rye. Marbelled. A-doo-doo, a-doo-doo, a-doo-doo. Doot-da-doo-doo-doo-doo. Right. Right. That's one thing that one of the last things she did is she put together a sourdough starter and I think made one loaf of it because you can like keep the starter, or you take a chunk out of each new loaf to make a new starter. Sourdough's weird. I never realized that it was like so different from the other bread styles. But then again, I didn't know jack shit about bread until Jackie started doing it. I still am just in the beginning phases of understanding what's happening. Whole fermentation thing is weird. I actually learned more. Man, that's the first time I've been hit in a number of rooms. Or a number of floors, I meant. Let's hope it doesn't start going downhill. I can kind of feel myself, like when I don't get hit for a while, getting just like kind of too comfortable for my own good. It's a reason that a lot of runs that start off with powerful weapons, they don't go badly, but they go badly compared to a lot of the runs where you have to struggle the whole time. Complacency doesn't set in. You're like focused on what's happening in the game more. This run, I've thought about the game in the way that I'm like I'm paying attention to what's happening. I'm not like eyes closed blindly just shooting a room and then leaving. There are some runs like that where I get like, if I get Mega Hand early and I just am all about using it, that I will just not really pay attention for a while. This one is still needed a little bit of focus. Enough at least to stop me from just completely zoning out as I bound through. engagements. And honestly, I think part of that is because I'm using these crap weapons intentionally. Well, shot grub is not actually crap. I used to think it was crap, but I changed my mind. With a little bit of a damage bonus. Anything that poisons is, or sets enemies on fire or anything, is pretty useful in my book these days. Like, man, the extra damage. Okay, we want to get... I was going to say, we're going to get the fucking boss room when I just use the charge, aren't we? Here's two things I want in every single run of Gungeon, and it's never going to change. I want some sort of poison protection. Couldn't even finish saying it. And some sort of bullet modifier. Usually some sort of bullet damage modifier. By the end, the worst thing for a run is having starting damage. No matter how good some of your weapons are, like Gunzing or Yari Launcher, those weapons are so much weaker when you don't have... Hey, there we go. Now I can sell it. Those things are so much weaker when you don't have the ability to... Ooh, no. Damage over time is great. And, you know, you're almost... I feel like almost every run you get a fire weapon or a poison weapon. So it's not really that big of an ask for that one. But getting poison protection specifically, fire protection doesn't matter so much. Flight covers all of them. But anything that allows you to avoid poison is very, very useful in this game. Because most of the poison weapons leave poison creep, and poison is just so rapid. Fire, you can see yourself on fire. You can usually see the puddle beforehand. There's only like one enemy in the game that lights you on fire before or without like creating a big obvious fire attack, and I think that's the muzzle wisp or flash or flare or whatever. All right, we got our thing, so we're going to do that real quick. Both of these are piercing, which is great for kill pillars. Not the kill pillars, but that's okay. This is kind of... He's not a bad boss in terms of the defensive nature of the Singularity, but it sucks that it goes behind him and then his bullets don't contribute to his damage. That's the only downside to Singularity in that fight. Oh, that was a smooth one. Man, we have so few passives. Jesus Christ. Black hole gun's a good one. It's just like, this is an insane lack of passive items. I wonder what's the key to the rat's teleportation powers. And my do do do, boo do do, dun 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 da da da, do do do, do da 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 da. Now I got that song in my head, man. Good thing I know all of the words. Ba ba do, ba ba dee, ba da, and poop and pee. Oh do do, da do da do 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 do. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? That's a good one. Ah, well, I gotta learn to love the big slug or big iron or whatever it's called. Dang, we gotta do this again. Daruma is technically better, I know. I don't care about technically better. Fuck off, dude. Do 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 do. Well, that didn't work quite the way I wanted it to. Hey, cool. We're drinking oat milk, flax milk, soy milk. Trying to kick the dairy in the buns. Cut back on those carby emissions. Not sure. Yeah, oat milk is not super flavorful. It's better than flax milk, which has a basal kind of taste to it. Like, it tastes kind of like the way that like river water does, like stony. What's up? What's up?
No, I forgot to knock, and then I was like,
close the door and knock at it. That's worse. What's
so I'm gonna make some veggie strombolis for us to take.
Nice.
And
What's a stromboli? Like a trumpet?
it's like a trumpet.
Yeah.
It's like a thinner calzone.
We're gonna be like tweedledoo,
Yeah.
and jazz drive.
Make a little salad with that. That'd be nice, right?
Sounds nice.
Bring some forks. Dress on the side.
What if the salad's bad though? Don't do that.
Who would even say that?
I didn't say you.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot of things.
Saying my salad might be bad.
Could be.
I always make bad salad. You know what?
Yeah, the thing about milk substitute is that like you have to stop thinking about them as like replacing the milk. I know that sounds weird. This is like something that vegetarians and vegans have, I think, learned to cope with. There's this idea that oh my god, that was so bad. The ultimate meat substitute is going to taste just like meat, and it's gonna feel like you got a mouthful of flesh and blood. And I think in all of these things, you have to stop comparing it to the original and start just learning to appreciate or approach it as its own thing. And that's really hard for a lot of people. It's hard for me too. I'm not saying that I've figured it out. Every time, like Jackie gets milk sometimes for other things that she wants to cook that just don't work with the milk substitutes quite as well. 'Cause we're not fully off of the whole milk practice as of yet. We're working on it, but it's a work in progress. But every time we got flax milk last time to try it out, and flax milk is kind of so far the biggest of the what's the term, like the biggest sacrifice in terms of the expectation of what milk tastes like. It's the farthest from it. And, you know, it's still okay. We still would prefer other stuff. But I think we're both trying to get to the point where we're not just looking for milk version 2, you know. But it's hard to do because our palates are pretty much used to that from years and years and years of being conditioned to having milk taste a certain way. I think I will get hot lead. Hot lead Miami. Plasma beam's a good one. But yeah, you know, you'll introduce someone to like the Beyond Burger or the Impossible Burger or whatever, and they'll be like, you know, this doesn't taste quite like meat, and it's like, well, no fucking shit. Like, does it taste tasty, or is the only taste of it the not meat taste? People go in with this expectation that it's going to be just, we're going to have reconfigured meat in another form, and there are plenty of companies working on that, but like, it's really gotta like stop being the expectation. Just find the good in it for its own thing. But again, like, you know, milk too. Shit. I'm feeling myself starting to screw up a little bit. There's a bar out here where Nate works and a couple of our other friends work that has a black bean burger that was the number one thing I got when I went there, even when I was eating meat, because it's just fucking tasty. Like, it's so weird that people have to be like, well, it's not as good as a regular burger. It's the whole Ron Swanson thing. Like, I love Nick Offerman. That character represented like pretty much every libertarian in the existence of the world, except he's actually a decent human being and not a selfish psychopath. But the whole like the worst meat is better than the best vegetable argument or complaint is just like, it's kind of tiresome, you know? It's kind of like old-fashioned and corny and hackneyed and annoying, in all honesty, because I don't think it's like fundamentally the character's doing or whatever, but there were just years of people being like, I'm a red-blooded American and I'd rather eat meat covered in actual human shit than have a plate of vegetables. Or like, oh my God, I'll eat twice as much meat so all the work of vegetarians goes to waste. And it's just like, what the fuck are you doing trying to make things worse because other people are trying to make things good? It's like, it's such an identity thing to a lot of people. I don't know. Only complaint is that the texture is like raw meat. Yeah, that's another potential problem of the chase. Okay, I have a lot of shotguns, so that might actually be really good. For me, I don't want, like, things that taste meatier these days really kind of creep me out. Or like a Lisa Frank binder, that'd be cool. Getting closer to that making no sense to people. Fewer and fewer people are going to know what a Lisa Frank binder is because of the old. Because of the old. You got a case of the old. to use on this boss. Why don't I go open the treasure chest first, see if we get something a little better. Check it out, pups. It's good. No. Oh, that's a good one. Is it Lisa Frank? Every time I say it now, it's been such a long time since I've heard it. I'm like, is it Lisa? Is it Anne Frank? No, it's not. Fuck, that's okay. That wasn't a joke. That's me. When they're very similar names, that sounded horrible. Yeah, it is Lisa Frank with all the weird like dolphins and crazy colors and zebra patterns and stuff like that. Oh my God. That's amazing. Scattershot remote bullets is like the best natural synergy this game can come up with. Especially if you have extra damage. Huh. The knockback is like through the fucking roof though. Yeah, if you were in middle school in the 90s, you definitely... Get out of here, guys. Oh, my God. This sucks. I didn't want to have to use that so close to the boss, but here we are. I like, oh man, that sucked. Thinking about how different the early 90s were still like fully analog, still basically the 80s. By 99, you had the rise of AOL, everybody using the @ symbol for fucking everything. You had, oh, okay, I actually do want this because I need a beam weapon for the skulls. Now I'm good on this boss. I guess I should use that up, but that kind of sucks. Oh, what? Why is it still so spread? Aw, damn. Why the fuck doesn't the membrane poison? Mid-90s was mostly, in my opinion, it was the height of the world's confusion as to whether technology was bad or good. I mean, we have a little bit of that now with social media being so different from traditional media. You get people who are slightly older not being able to accept that that things have changed and it's okay. I mean, I'm right with him. I don't accept that social media is a viable part of our society or world. But like, there was a big pull to be like, everybody who's ever seen a computer up close is a fucking godless nerd. And at the same time, you had people saying like, this is the future of everything, so get on board or get out of the way. And it was such a strange time because I think a lot of people, I remember at that time people pulled back into like 70s styles and kind of hippie ideas in a lot of ways. Come on. Oh, that was so close. Yeah, and I think a lot of people were. It was the first time that I remember my mom hearing about Dungeons and Dragons for the first time in the 90s, and I had a bunch of nerd friends, and I was kind of nerdy myself, but she just was immensely worried that I was going to be corrupted by these dark influences. She should have worried a little harder if she wanted to stop it, though. Didn't quite fix the sitch. What do we got in here? Ooh, a good, all-around good room. Another freaking shotgun. That's honestly great. Yeah, well, it was easy. It was easier to lump bad things together than actually think about them in a reasonable way, especially back then. So it wasn't until my mom saw me summon Ifrit in Final Fantasy that she thought maybe a game where I'm casting magic and yikes, and summoning not primordial, but summoning monsters was demonic. And then she forgot about it, like. But it's just like people will hear, like, the 90s was was so rich with media scare, and especially with parents. I feel like a lot of them, if the media was talking about a thing as bad. So my mom didn't let me and my sister watch The Simpsons because media and our pastor and some other moms had told her that The Simpsons is, you know, the gateway drug to Satanism or whatever, or it was such a bad influence that oh shit, I can't use that anymore. Damn. Well, I can use it a little bit. It's just a lot more pushback than before. But, you know, I came downstairs and watched my mom watch The Simpsons. And it was incredibly weird to see that kind of, like, cognitive dissonance in her. That, like, she loved it and thought it was hilarious. But once she had told me that we couldn't watch it because of how bad it was, she couldn't go back on her word for two reasons. One, she would look like a bad parent if she was the mom of the kids who were watching The Simpsons, especially, you know, if we got in trouble at school or anything like that. It would have been her terrible parenting that led us to that, in her eyes, not in reality. Yeah, the fucking 24-hour news. Fucking the worst thing that's happened to humanity. For real. Like, whoa, Jesus Christ. The hyper-sensationalizing of news is just insane to even thinking about. But yeah, like, God, everything has so much knockback now. Yeah, and so that's where a lot of her beliefs about this stuff came from, and I think a lot of people had these similar beliefs, where they culturally the water cooler was at the heyday. You talk about what happened on TV or what people were thinking or supposed to think. I think it was a huge period of, like, almost 1950s level groupthink, where you needed to have the same things that other people had. Oh man, and have the same beliefs that other people had. You know what? Fuck this. What am I doing? I forgot all about this gun. And I really think it was the need to fit in. Whoa. It's just a gossipy time, man. It's probably not any better now. It's just I'm outside of it, so I don't see it. But or I feel like I'm close enough to outside of it. Dang, what a bad dodge. Stop. Alarm. Has it been an hour since that alarm went off? Yeah, I don't do Twitter. I don't even do Facebook anymore, so you can still kind of see it. I mean, echo chamber style groupthink is very, very real and very significant. if it wasn't, we wouldn't have anti-vaxxers. It'd be a thing that people even discussed. But I don't know, man. The 90s were this weird time of trying to balance nature worshiping and the growth of technology, as if they were at war with each other. And it never really went away. Like, kind of decreased. People saw that they had to incorporate certain aspects of technology into their lives in order to function. But there were, like, in the early 2000s, there were all these people that believed that cell phones were linked to every kind of cancer that humanity has ever experienced. Well, and I mean, the algorithms of Twitter and Reddit and Facebook and all of those other things, they want to get the most views. They don't want to put you stuff that you don't want to see that gets you turning Twitter off. They'll allow some amounts of dissidence so that people rage view, but for the most part, they want people to stay on the platform for as long as possible, and they just, before you have the opportunity to block people, a lot of the times it'll keep that information from your feed. Did I never get a single drop of curse on this entire run? I mean, some people live there, though. Like, some people... I've heard myself do it, and I'm trying to stop. I like to come to my arguments on my own, my points of view. I know that I'm not... Wow, I should have given that some more ammo. I know that I'm not the only human being that's escaped the pressures of this stuff. But I'll hear people bring up arguments to me that are like verbatim, oh God, things that I've seen on Reddit earlier in the day. And it's just like, I don't want to say it's sad because it's how people get their information now, but it's so empty for people to just be like, oh shit, that was close. To present someone else's argument as their own, as if they've been thinking about it for a while, when, you know, it's word for fucking word something that I read in a goddamn meme. Like, and they'll like look at me like, isn't this a great idea that I've had or whatever? And it's just like, no, man, it's like, it's a great idea that someone had and, you know, 20,000 people agreed with, that you put down as one of your defining characteristics, because the echo chamber is real. I think that both the positive and the negative echo chamber of these media sources is the most frightening thing that's going on in the world right now. I was talking to Jackie about it, and you know, we were talking about like, if we have kids, what the internet has always been scary. It's not. Oh my Lord. It's not necessarily scarier now than it was when we were young. And I think she was thinking about like online interactions with like predatory people or people pretending to be things, and like exposure to fucked up behavior and potential like child molestation and rape and things like that. And while it's true, there may be more protections in place from that. I don't know. I don't have kids. I think the impact on the way we think about things is like the worst it's ever been. And I'm just as guilty of it as everybody else. Like, I get like enraged about things that suddenly for the first time the entire company is incensed on. Like, and part of me wants to be like, well, I wasn't thinking about this 3 months ago. Is it because of where I am in my life, or is it because of where the world is in memes that I'm thinking about this stuff? It's just strange. It's all strange and disorganized and manipulative and fucked up. Like, all right, what do we do here? Maybe it's time to drop remote bullets, actually. Yeah. I gotta finish this fight, but then I gotta drop remote bullets. Oop. Dude, I wish I could drop him right now. All right. All right, remote bullets, you served your purpose. You're incredible. Consider you the winner of the day. It's time for you to get the fuck out of here. You don't fit this situation. And I can't come back for you. Whew. That was scary. I did that wrong. Might as well just wait that out. I gotta get a little closer before I throw those. Yikes. That was bad positioning. Whoa, did you see those wiggly snakes? What the fuck? It's not how they're supposed to move. All right. There we go. That's how you fucking do that. Whoo. Hey, the dog found something. He probably left it in the last room. Yikes. I'm too nervous to change my weapon or anything right now. All right, we got a little bit of clearance to change. Dude, we did it. Do 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 do. He did this move really early. He usually has about 4 different attacks he does before he flips that one. So I was kind of assuming I was guessing wrong, but he gave it to us there. That's a freaking... Oh wait, we got an FOK LG LF +1 0 curse. Really? Really 0 curse? Do you mean moderation as in not having a lot of stuff, or moderation as in information moderated, as in organized and presented to you? This is a good one, and we're gonna have a ghost spot for what do you call it? RC bullets, remote control bullets. This is a good run, dang.